So the eating and the serving of an artichoke, once they're cooked, it's very straightforward because an artichoke is kind of such a strange sort of ancient sort of shape that, you know, it'll actually sit on almost on any sort of a place. So excess water just drain off. That just takes a couple of moments. Now these, as you remember, have been sitting there. Good, thanks, Tiff, lovely, that's good, for a while. Normally served the other way around. I don't see any reason why, if the artichoke was being exceptionally good fellow and sitting up like that, why you wouldn't send it out to the dining room like that. Then with a little bowl that's got a little bit thick. Again, if your hollandaise gets too thick when it's sitting, water is your ingredients to bring it back to a lovely liquidy consistency. So hollandaise we love with its vinaigrette, just very good quality olive oil and so on. So it comes to the table like that, or it could have been like that for that matter. And just the way you eat it, you start off like this and you dip that bit in there, and literally there's the tiniest little morsel. And really, honestly, for the first few artichokes, you really think that all you're getting is hollandaise sauce. I mean, how bad, you know? Okay, but gradually, as the leaves start to get bigger, that little morsel gets a little more generous. And you keep going like that. Sorry to suffer the embarrassment of watching me eating in front of you, but I'm just trying to make a point. So you'd keep going and going and going and going and going and going. And gradually, it's interestingly, this could be a personality thing going on here, because the way that people arrange or choose not to arrange the spent artichoke leaves could be, you know, perhaps a little story about their character or their personality or whatever. You know, the mussels, some people have all of them lined up and some people have a great big jumble. Anyway, I'm no psychiatrist and I don't want to be an amateur psychiatrist. So you keep going and going and going and going and going and going. You've eaten all the little bits off the end of those, and that's lovely. And it's half an hour later and you're having the best time in the world. And even this at the base of the artichoke there as well, just pull off those little leaves and you dip that in and eat it, because that's beautifully tender. But we're heading for what's called the choke. Okay, again, in the same way as we saw it in the uncooked. So once these start to get very soft, the leaves, they were sort of more blanched from the light, and you're getting a little bit more to eat at the base there, and gradually you'll come to the choke. Ouch, it's hot. I want to show it to you just very clearly. So the little choke in here, there we are. Okay, now finally, okay. See the little hairy choke there like that, okay? So it's called a choke because it might choke you. I mean, you know, I think, so you'd scoop out that little bit, like that, with your spoon or whatever, and then you either cut that in little quarters or whatever, and you have that sort of great morsel at the end with your hollandaise sauce. And that may seem much ado about nothing, but actually by the time you've reached this stage, the flavour of the artichoke will have built up in your mouth and in your taste buds, and it's really sort of scented, and as I say, it's delicious as far as I'm concerned, as far as lots of people are concerned, and it is just a very distinctive flavour particular time of the year, for sort of the earlier sort of summer months. I mean, artichokes will come into season much earlier in sort of south of France, south of Italy, because of the sun. And by now, the artichokes there have really gone to seeds. You know, they're gone, it's over. And they've moved on then to the next vegetable. But that is it. Globe artichoke, very simply served. Hollandaise sauce, melted butter, vinaigrette. For us, one of the dishes of the year. And the object of the exercise with a finger bowl is as follows. It's not a little shot of lemony water. You dip your little fingers very genteelly into the finger bowl, little flick, and then on your napkin you dry it off, and you're ready to keep going through the rest of your meal nicely and elegantly. Great. Okay.